The Right Side with Doug Billings.
To introduce our next speaker, I believe you have an intro video. Hit it.
Hey everybody, my name is General Mike Flynn, and I'm here to do a big shout out to my great friend and one of the best in the business, Mr. Doug Billings. Right side with Doug Billings, right side with Doug Billings. Doug is the future of the airwaves when it comes to independent broadcasters and podcasters. He is the new Rush Limbaugh. He's exactly what America needs right now, looking for honesty, looking for wisdom, looking for truth, looking for patriotism. Listen to Doug Billings at Right Side with Doug Billings. God bless you and God bless America, and thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are winning. We're winning, winning, winning. Welcome to The Right Side with Doug Billings. Are you ready? Let's go. I clearly think it's a matter of control and fear. I think that chaos is the patron saint of the Communist Socialist Party. This interview, your message, your work, is just necessary for the people around the world to hear about this. And it never ceases to amaze me how the left will distort purposely. And sometimes they mix truth with lies to make it even worse. And they're being overt about it. It's like they're in kamikaze mode. They're flying their planes right into the ship of America. It doesn't even seem like they're concerned about their future, Mike. The frustration that America has can only be resolved by involvement. And then it's up to us, and we the people need to step up. Administrator Biden has thrown this country into such a nightmare that it's waking up people by the millions. I think even people with a D after their name, people walking on the streets of Main Street America, John and Mary Doe, who voted for Biden, are waking up and thinking, hang on a minute, this is not what I signed up for.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand to your feet and greet Hey, everybody, how about Clay Clark, ladies and gentlemen? How about Clay Clark? Wow. And thank you for Pastor Locke. Thank you, Pastor, for your hospitality. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in a nightmare. We are in a nightmare in this republic. Here's the good news. Everybody wakes up from nightmares. And we're on the cusp of the greatest reawakening to the divine providence of God that this republic has ever seen in the history of this republic, and that includes during the time of the Founding Fathers, my friends. It includes that time, and you're part of it. Now, there are many differences between us and the Communist Socialist Party. In the elected class in the United States of America, there are no more Democrats, especially in Washington, D.C. They have blended communism and socialism together to become commu-socialists. And they are not a pro-America political party. Not at all. Now, one of the differences between us and the radical left is that we understand that during the times of adversity, challenge, and tragedy, there are blessings waiting to be born. Right? We understand that when we're working through these times, there are blessings there around us, and they surround us. The radical left, when they don't get their way, they have pallets of bricks delivered to downtown street corners to throw through storefront windows. They don't understand the concept of blessing and working your way through challenges, adversity, and tragedies. I'm going to share with you 4 quick stories because I have a really great surprise for you when I'm done with this incredible speech. 4 quick stories of how adversity, challenge, and tragedy display and demonstrate blessing. Story number 1, very quickly. A young man driving home from dinner one night. These are true stories, by the way. One man driving home at night from dinner with his fiancée in the car. They're driving home, had a great evening, and they're hit by a drunk driver. Car spins around. They're both wearing their seatbelts. Car spins around and hits a traffic signal pole on the girl's side of the car. Long story short, head trauma, hospital, coma. The young man was basically okay. Hospital, he stays by her side for 2 years, reading poetry, singing songs, joining the family in prayer, until one night the family says, let go. Let go. You need to live your life. And although the young man began to let go, he still continued to visit for 26 years. She lingered in a semi-vegetative state, never really able to communicate at all. And at the end of the 26 years, which was 6 years ago, she passed away. Tragedy, adversity, challenge. The blessings born from that were incredible bonds with the family, incredible sensitivity to the tragedy of drunk drivers and the causes of accidents that they cause, and being able to enter into lives of others to help them when they go through such things. This young man decided he has to do that. So we began to enter into people's lives and hopefully make differences for the better and give them hope when they experienced similar things. Story number 2, young man, newly married, had a brand new baby about 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months, 12 months, and he's out to play softball with his local church softball team, and he comes home, and there's a knock on the door, goes to get it, and it's the county sheriff, hands him divorce papers, and says, you've got 20 minutes to gather some personal items, and you've got to get out of your house. The young man is absolutely blown away. He had never experienced a divorce. His family, no one in his family had ever been divorced. He had to depend on his sister, who was a real estate agent, to get him a studio apartment. So from a great house to a studio apartment. And he remembers one night sitting in the middle of that floor, weeping and crying, and he hears a voice. Now, it wasn't a voice like there's somebody in the room. It was that voice. Everybody has that little inner voice. And the young man reported and said it was as if this voice said, let it percolate through you, grab onto it, I know it hurts, own it, and I'm with you. I've got you. The voice of God. So again, the young man, long story short, he began, the extent of his sympathy when he would meet someone who had a divorce before this event happened to him was basically to say, well, I'm sorry to hear that. And he would go on his way. Now, not only does the guy go out and make room for people in his life. Hey, can I get you anything? Do you need something? You want to go out for a drink? You want to go get dinner? You want a cup of coffee? What can I do to help you? So the blessing, more sensitivity. Whereas before he was kind of an ass with regards to what he was doing with other people. Story number 3, young man, 45 years old, healthy, never smoked a day in his life. Cancer. A very rare form of bladder cancer. He became a case study. Major surgery, stage 3 cancer, out of nowhere. How did this happen? Why me? What the hell is going on, God? Angry. This young man was not happy with his situation. He was healed, cured. The good surgeons that had his care took care of him. And he became, again, an advocate for people. And then when he walked the hallways of that cancer ward, broke down and said, how could I have been so selfish? How could I have thought of only myself? And how could I have been so angry? You see, the little voice inside of him said, take care of these people. Be compassionate to them. Open up yourself to them. I mean, these stories, the fourth and final, the couple goes to the hospital for the delivery of their child. Their first child together. All of the usual tests at that time were done. Everything appeared to be normal, typical. We look at the story of this guy. The baby's born, but he's whisked away. Wait a minute, don't I get to cut the cord? Why doesn't mom get to hold the baby? Whisked away to the NICU, the neonatal intensive care unit. The doctor comes back shortly thereafter. It appears as if your son has signs and symptoms of Down syndrome. Boom! 1,000,001 thoughts went through this young man's head. Can I handle this? Will he die? Can I handle this? Will he have a meaningful life? Can I handle this? Will he have friends? Will he play sports? Can I handle this? You see this selfish reoccurring, can I handle this? The social team, the care workers and the social workers at the hospital, the next few days brought in parents who had children, toddlers, who have Down syndrome. And the blessing out of the tragedy, challenge, and adversity of that moment began to fade away when this young man saw the absolute perfection of what these children and what these people are. The beauty that they have. This young man's life was forever changed. He began to call, you see, the official name of Down syndrome is trisomy 21. They have an extra 21st chromosome. It's as if God, the young man said, this is the divine chromosome. It's the divine, it's as if God said, here's how all of you typical people should be, by the way. No venom, no prejudices. They're almost always happy. They always want to give you a hug. Now, they have their days, but it's incredible. So this man was changed to the point where he thought if God were to appear to him and say, son, I'd be happy to make your son a typical child. On his knees, he would say, Lord God, thank you for being in my life, but no thank you. He's perfect just the way he is. He's absolutely perfect. Now, what do all four of these stories have in common when we look at the common theme of how do we overcome tragedy, adversity, and challenge? Because in this nation, we are in the midst of a tragedy, a challenge, and an adversity. Where are we going to find the blessings? The one common thread, Michael, come here, is that the young man in each of those stories is me. And this is my son, Michael. You remember Michael when you go back home, and you remember there are people on the radical left who would abort Michael and who would say, you shouldn't have to put up with that. That's a burden. Sweden, there's a law that says you can do it. It's a drain on us. Do not let, that's evil. We know that. We need to see this country through this adversity and this challenge. And God is with us. And this young man has the divine chromosome.
I love you.
And we have, thank you, this, look, I'm an Irishman. I can cry when I watch a McDonald's Christmas commercial. So I'm doing everything I can here to keep it together. Thank you for your love. Michael and I have an honor to introduce you to someone. This guy said that he wasn't going to play any venue that required the jab. And I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. Now, he signed up to play a particular venue who had agreed, okay, fine. But then later changed their mind and they implemented this rule. And he said, no, not going to do it. So he changed his mind after he signed the contract. And they sued him. He won. He won. He is a country music legend, a country music superstar. He's here with us tonight. Michael and I are honored that we can call him a friend. I would love to introduce to you now John Rich, ladies and gentlemen. John Rich. Grab his hand.
Thank you, Doug. How's everybody doing? It's good to be here, surrounded by people that love their country enough to sit under a tent all day long for a couple of days and hang out. I bet this is what early America looked like when the Patriots were all getting together, figuring out how they want to build this place. So, I don't really have a speech or anything to give. I just want to do one thing, and I think that is sing the most important song that any American could be singing at this exact moment in our country, and I want you guys to sing it with me. Are you ready? You sing it with me? Help me out. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountain to the prairies to the oceans. Come on. White with foam. Sing it now. God bless America. My home, sweet home. Loud as you can. God bless America. My home, sweet home. God bless America indeed. God bless it.
The Right Side with Doug Billings.